What's up, everybody? PG Braun here, president of Blackstone Labs, standing here with Aguirre, all the way from California. And this is our second workout together. Today, we're gonna do, well, we already did what's possibly, in my opinion, her best body part, although she doesn't think so. Today, we're gonna do what's definitely her best body part, shoulders. And we're gonna do a traditional Braun Fitness style workout. I know you guys see a lot of my volume-based stuff, but that is what I believe in and that's what I preach. And we're gonna do some giant sets, and then we're gonna finish with a really good compound exercise that I like, that I don't think that I've actually done with you guys. She doesn't even know what it is, so it's gonna be a surprise. This is gonna be fast. This workout's gonna probably take like 30 minutes max. But that's how it should be when you train a small body part like shoulders. In and out. We're gonna get into it now. We're at Pure Life. Big shout out to Bethany for always letting us train and film here. I love this place. We're gonna get into it right now. All right, everybody, we're doing giant sets, what I love, especially for shoulders. So we're gonna start with the high pull to the rear delt. Then we're gonna go right over here to a reverse pec deck, again, for the rear delt. Then we're gonna pop over here, and we are going to do an upright row with a wider grip. So traditionally, you'll see people do upright rows really close, like this. We're actually gonna go a little wider. When you go wider, as long as you're leading the elbows the right way, you're gonna hit your medial delt a lot more. And we're gonna go from there straight into a dumbbell, side lateral row, and we're gonna finish right here on this pre-core shoulder press with the neutral grip shoulder press, okay? High reps to burn it out, okay? So we're gonna start out light, we're gonna progressively work our way up. Our only rest period is gonna be after this group of exercises for about 45 seconds. We're gonna blow through this 5 times. We're gonna do it fast, you're gonna see. So right now it is 10:49. And we'll show you guys the clock when we're done with this so you can see how fast you should be moving through this kind of stuff. And remember, you start light and you work your way up. Good. 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 Perfect. Awesome. Right here. Good. 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 Perfect. Very good. 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 Come on. Good. Good. By the way, it's 12 to 15, so don't kill yourself beyond failure. If you fail on 12 or 13, that's okay. Come on.
11.
Come on.
I won't get all 15.
Good. Come on. Good. Perfect. Come on. Come on. Good. 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 Come on.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Good. Good.
6.
Come on. Good. 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 Come on. One more. Very good. Rest. Good. Perfect. One thing you guys may have noticed is that she's stopping at 90 degrees on those reverse pec deck flies. You don't want to start coming farther than that. A lot of people come real far back. All that does is just contract all the muscles in your back. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on. Good. One more. One more. Good. Good. Come on.
6,
Come on.
9,
There you go. Come on.
10, 11, 12,
Come on.
13.
Come on. Good job. All right, so we've already done 4 sets and it's been 13 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna do our final set now. Now to play around with this final set, we're failing around 15 reps, which is really, really good. Your range is gonna be 12 to 15 for these. I'm actually changed some of these weights around now. So I'm actually going to make the upright rows lighter. I'm gonna make the dumbbell laterals heavier. And I'm going to make the presses heavier. So I'm making one aspect of it a little bit lighter. And the other one's heavier because I want to really, really push her to failure here. And there's something that I don't think you really need to be going crazy to failure on. It's an upright row because done the wrong way, there's a lot that can go bad to the integrity of the shoulder, which we don't want. Most of the other exercises you don't have to worry about because they're so fixed. So I'm gonna make this lighter. And the laterals, we're gonna go up to, let's go up to 20. Here we go. Last time through. Good. Good. Perfect form. Good. 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 Come on. Come on. 3 more. Good.
50. Okay.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Wow, that push is hard. Keep going. Come on. Come on. Keep going. 4 more. Come on. 3, 2, 1 more. This is the hardest part right here. Let's go. Come on. Good. 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 Come on. Good. Good. Come on. Good. Keep it going. Come on. Good. Come on, you're almost done. Come on. 1 more. 1 more. Come on. Good job. That was perfect. Perfect weight. Perfect weight. So we did all that in 17 minutes. We're gonna have her take a break for a minute. We're gonna finish off with one exercise that I really, really love, the behind the neck shoulder press. A lot of people are scared of doing this exercise because it's been labeled as dangerous. Now, if you do have a bad shoulder injury, this is not something that you're gonna wanna go crazy on. If you have completely healthy shoulders, when you do this the right way, it's a very, very effective builder. Now, I like to do these at the end when you're thoroughly lubricated so you don't have to go as heavy. The main reason that people are scared to go heavy on these is because you're put in a position where external rotation can happen and you can really tweak your shoulder blade and you can really, really aggravate the joint and even rip your rotator cuff or labrum, which we do not want to happen. However, done the right way, conservative weight is a very, very effective builder for the shoulder that a lot of people don't do anymore. So I'm actually going to hand her the barbell so she doesn't have to worry about it and make sure that her form is perfect. And again, we're thoroughly warmed up, so we're not gonna have to go as heavy. This is gonna be our last exercise. So we're getting everything in less than 25 minutes, really. And that is how you should approach your shoulder training most of the time. You can train all your body parts with giant sets like this, as you know I love to, but there's one exercise, or excuse me, one body part that really responds well to the giant sets, it's the shoulders. Make sure you have it before I let go.
Okay, I have it. Yep.
Okay. Nice and slow and steady. So right to there. Good. Perfect. Good. 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 Now you'll see she's going down right to the back of her head. Realistically, guys, once your elbows are at the 90-degree point, which they are there, you really don't need to go any lower than that. She's actually coming a little lower, which is totally fine. Once you go beyond that is when you start getting into the danger zone. Come on. Do 2 more. 1 more. Good. Very good. So, we'll see as strong as she is after everything that we just did at 45 pounds is pretty challenging. Now, what I would say, especially to the women out there, get the ready-made barbells you have in your gym and start with like 20 pounds. Get the form down first. I know how strong she is, which is why I had to go to a regular barbell. Now, another thing is when you have a regular Olympic barbell like this, the length of the bar makes it more challenging because there's so much balance involved. It's another thing. So, really gonna want to move slow and steady with these. We're not gonna go crazy with the weights in these either. Also, when you're on a bench like this, you know, she's got her belt on, her waist trainer on, and she's keeping her abs tight. She's keeping her chest up. When you get sloppy with your form, start jerking around, you can hurt your neck, you can hurt your back. So this is not something that you want to go crazy with the weight on. All right, here we go. Got it?
Yeah.
Good. 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 Come on. Keep going. Come on. Give me 2 more. 1 more. I got you. Come on. Perfect. Very good. All right, same thing. We got it.
Yep, I got it.
Good. Come on. Good. Keep going. 2 more. Come on. 1 more. Good. All right, so we're gonna do 1 more set of these. We're gonna do something cool on this one though. To finish it off, this is an exercise that's called a rainbow press. You don't really see people doing these that often. Some people might call them something differently. But my old powerlifting days would call these rainbow presses. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start up here like we just did. We're gonna go right down here, and then as soon as she clears her head, she's gonna bring it into her front, and she's just gonna keep clearing her head like that, in a perfect little rainbow, or an arc. I like rainbow, it's prettier. That's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna be a little stronger in the front, but because we're so fatigued, this motion and keeping it stable around here, you're not giving your chance to really rest. At the top, your triceps and the actual integrity of your back and the joint is more rested at the top. So when you're going like this, you're just constantly in tension at all times. So this is finishing it off here, guys. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Good. Awesome. Awesome. Come on. Good. Good. Keep going. Nice. Come on. Good. 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 Almost done. Up. Just 1 more. Push. Finish it off all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Good job. When I do abs, I like to giant set them, get as much blood in there as possible, and I never do weighted stuff except for the kneeling rope crunch, which is one of my favorite exercises. So I'm going to show you exercises that I love to do that are going to stimulate everything. You always want to go from the bottom up. All right, you want to do exercises that involve reverse curvature of your spine, because we do this a million times a day. This is a normal function of the stomach. You never do the opposite. It's impossible. You're on your feet all day. So when you flip things around, you actually involve that reverse curvature of the spine and stimulate everything from the bottom up. So that V that the girls talk about that they like, it's very difficult to stimulate these areas unless you're actually focusing from here up. So we're gonna do 2 exercises first that really stimulate that a lot, and then we're gonna go back into the regular curvature of the spine with the kneeling crunch, and then we're gonna finish up with a really more of a breathing technique and contraction technique on the ball to finish it up. So we're gonna come over here. What's good about doing these first is you can actually utilize the bench for these first 2 exercises together, right? So you're gonna brace yourself here, wherever you feel comfortable. All right, now a lot of people just swing their legs up and down on this. It's a mistake, all right? So you're gonna start out here, all right? Wherever you feel comfortable holding on is fine. You're gonna come up and you just lift, okay? This lift at the top, this pop here off the bench is the most important thing. Now, very advanced would do this, much like a reverse crunch from the ground. You're just coming straight up and down. But what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna come down right here. It's 90 degrees. Now, we don't wanna come down more than that because the hips are gonna take over. Just wanna stay right here. This tension is here on the muscle at all times, okay? And then we're gonna come up, a little pop. Again, at the top, right back down, straight up. Now, you don't wanna come back this way, because now you're just rounding your back, okay? It's a straight up pulse. So you're gonna shoot for 15 on that, and you come down, and you sit right on the other side of the bench. You're gonna put your butt all the way to the edge of the bench like this. You're gonna grab yourself in the back. A little tip, this is a great exercise for all my competitors that are backstage and want to pump their abs up a little bit. You find a little bench backstage, and you come out like this. These are called V-ups. And you're basically just pulling your abs up. Now, a lot of people make the mistake. I just noticed that I spilled my drink on myself. A lot of people make the mistake of just going like this with their knees. That's not what you want to do. You're concentrating on here, on actually contracting your abs up. Then back down, up, then back down. We're doing 15 of that. We're going to pop over here. When you do a kneeling crunch, you've got to put a lot of weight on there, okay? Otherwise, it's not going to be enough to where the weight has to be pulling you up. So right now, the weight's pulling me up. So I'm actually letting my spine open all the way up, and you feel that stretch, right? And then I'm crunching down with my torso towards my knees. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of they're just hitching their hips back and forth. See what I'm doing with my butt? You don't want to do that. You actually want to keep yourself at a 90-degree angle and just crunch, 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 crunch. And then let your spine go the opposite way back up. You want to feel it really opening up in your stomach, and then breathe and crunch, 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 back down. And then back up again. And we're going to finish. My favorite to finish. So the right way to do this, you're going to want to show me from the side. A lot of people do these wrong. Is the smaller the ball, the harder this is going to be. The bigger the ball, it's easier because it's all about balance and stability on this, okay? So you're going to walk yourself forward so your butt is at the bottom of the ball. You're actually going to want to keep your feet nice and close together because the wider you open up your stance, the more stability you have, which takes away the whole mindset of having a stabilization exercise. So you're going to walk yourself forward, right? My butt is all the way down. And what I'm going to do is I'm elongating my spine and my torso. I'm opening up everything as much as I can. This is a big, big, big stretch, right? And now what you want to do in this stretched motion is you actually want to take a nice deep breath. So I have everything nice and tense, and I'm going to exhale and actually contract all this down, right? So the thing that I see most people do wrong is they just rock back and forth on the ball like this. It's very, very counterproductive to what we want. You actually don't want the ball to move at all. So we're stretching, opening all the way up, stretching all this up, and then you're actually coming more down, compressing yourself. So now I'm exhaling, and I'm crunching everything back down again. All right? So open, 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 open. Deep breath, and then, okay? So it's not this. You're elongating yourself and then shortening. Extension, flexion, okay? This is how we're gonna finish. This is gonna be really, really good to bring out that separation and detail in here also. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight up. So that's what's most important, guys. That straight up pulse right there. Good. So when you do this, we're stimulating the lower part of the abdomen first. Another great thing about doing this kind of stuff, guys, it's actually going to relieve a lot of the stress in your lower back. Because we're generating all that blood now into this inner girdle part of the stomach. We're gonna keep everything contracted nice and tight here. Good. These flip sideways. And these V-ups. Good. Good. We're concentrating right here. Good. Good. So we're going to open up from here, big stretch, and then contracting it all the way back down. Good. Good. Open it all the way back up again so you feel the stretch here, and then back down. Open it all the way up, and contract back down. Good. Let yourself come up more and feel this elongation more in here. There you go. Now I can feel your serratus open all the way up. That's what you want. Good. Good. Awesome. Open all the way up. There you go. See that stretch? Your abs are fully stretched. And you can see when she goes all the way back. Everything's all the way opened up in here. So what we want, and then you're gonna exhale and just contract all the way forward again. Shoulders come down here. Yeah, there you go. So we're opening everything up through here and contracting back down. Good. Awesome. Good. Good.
Lost scale. I think that was 15.
Run through this 3 total times. So that winds up being 12 sets. If you want to do an extra one, you can. What I suggest is, if you're getting ready for a contest or something like that, you can do this more often, off season, or if you're not competing at all, maybe once or twice a week is plenty. Remember guys, abs are created in the kitchen. I know that sounds like a funny cliche thing, but it's true. We all have abs under here, and now we can develop them in a number of different ways. If you're doing compound exercises and you're breathing the right way when you're training, you're working your abs like crazy. If you're doing squats, deadlifts, barbell rows, all these exercises, you're always working your core. And this is just to get extra stimulation here. Everybody wants to do these like 8-minute ab tips or these special tips for a 6-pack, but nothing will ever get you a 6-pack until you diet and of course do cardio the right way. Most of us, and when I say us, I mean I'm retired but competitive bodybuilders, things like that. We actually, most of us don't train our abs a lot. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't train your core. You know, because Jen doesn't specifically train her abs, neither do I usually. But we do train our cores with everything that we do and proper breathing. So when you want to get that focus directly in here, these are, in my opinion, 4 great exercises to do that. And again, I want to explain that I don't think you should train your abs with a lot of weight, because you don't want to grow this area of your body bigger and bigger. They're muscles, just like anything else. And when you train them, they're going to grow. Not everything grows the way that we want, but they will still grow, and that's not what we want. We want everything around the stomach to be as big as possible. So, for Jen, I am, of course, the Prez. That's it. That's abs, guys. If you guys want more, I can show you a bunch of different exercises. This is what I do. You want to know the truth of what I do, what I have my competitors do? This is exactly what I do. I don't do ab machines. There's a million things you can do on the floor, bicycles and all that crap. But realistically, what's going to make your abs look good is dieting and cardio. I put this one out because you guys want to see ab training, and so I'm putting it out for you guys. You put these exercises together. If you want, you can focus on them one at a time and master them. And when you feel more comfortable with it, you can put them together in a giant set. I love giant sets. That's really it. I don't want to overdo it. And again, just like I said, you know, Jen, you could see when she was stretching how developed her abs were. She even said she doesn't train her abs either. A lot of the guys that say they train their abs are lying for the sake of the conversation. And I don't want you to think that it's not something that you should worry about. A lot of us trained abs when we were younger. I did, you know.
I did a lot of breathing techniques.
Breathing is huge. I'll do a whole separate video on that. I actually thought about throwing it in now, but it's going to take this video in a different direction. I'll leave you with this. When you first wake up in the morning is the best time to do these breathing exercises, and I'll have people asking me about this, how to train yourself to do vacuums the right way, controlling your diaphragm, and these are things that I also did when I was very, very young. As you get older, it becomes much, much more difficult to do that stuff. Now, another thing that I will say, I'll leave you with this because this actually helps a lot with the breathing techniques, colonics. You want to start getting into that and emptying yourself on the inside, it gets a lot easier to control your abs. That's a whole separate video also. So thank you very much, Jen.
Thank you.
For being my subject for these videos. I think you guys will like this one. We never do ab stuff ever. So on that note, peace out.